stress balls at me all day. It was awesome. You don't get stress balls to the end because they hurt. All right, so we thought we would start today with a little level set. And truly, like I wasn't even kidding for those of you that I leaked it out that we're having a neuroscience lesson this morning. So first question of the day, when I realized I was not going to be on stage singing opera, what did I study?
Neuroscience.
There we go, okay, all right. Oops. Sorry, I just threw. Sherry. Fabulous. I did study psychology with an emphasis on music and the brain, technically. So I'm not completely out of my element, but I may nerd out a little bit. So nerd out with me. It's actually kind of fun, right? Okay, so the brain is this fascinating organ, right? It works nonstop. It's crazy. But today I really want to focus on two parts of the brain. One is going to be this front part. And this front part is the part that sets us apart from every other animal on Earth. The only two organisms that are close to us in the development of the brain are the dolphin and the chimpanzee.
Back in front of them.
I know. I'm like,
Laser.
I know. We need to point up slides. So the front part of our brain is the most developed part, and that's the part that's in charge of analysis, prediction, our ability to reason, our speaking abilities, the reason that we can go like this and like this at the same time. It's kind of complicated, right? So it's all this front part of the brain. It's called the cerebral cortex, the prefrontal lobe. So then the next part, this is kind of like one of them. So it's the executive functions, our higher power thinking, the reason we can do math, all that kind of stuff, all the good stuff. Behavioral control, so we know like we're about to throw like a fit. Josh just sent me my outbound referral check and it's only 50%. It sucks, right? It's our ability to control all of that. And then in the so like analysis, prediction, reasoning. The next part that I want to focus on is the midbrain. The midbrain is our autonomic systems. It's regulating our heartbeat, our ability to breathe. It knows when to like kick it up when we're scared. It's skin control, digestion, bowel movements, all that gross stuff, right? And so that's really the extension of the spinal cord. Everybody with me? Too nerdy? Almost? But it's also the first part of our brain to develop. And it's going back in our ancestry, in the prehistoric times when we were dragging our hands like cavemen, like that was the part of our brain. And it's the part that regulates our 4 Fs, which are, when we get scared, are we gonna fight or flight? It controls our hunger, and the 4th F, reproduction. Right? Awkward giggles. Okay, cool. Good. So it's like all of that. And it's the part of our brain that we never shut off. If it shut off, we would die. Like it controls everything. Also, if you can't sleep at night, it means that something's going on with your midbrain. It's kind of cool. All right, so let's do a little case study. Lions are kind of scary. They're kind of cool behind glass, but they're scary when they're not behind glass, right? Like up close and personal. So let's pretend that we're on a safari or on a hunting expedition in the Serengeti. How about that? What can we hunt that's not like politically incorrect? Like a water buffalo? Sure. Okay, a water buffalo. We're out on this hunting expedition. We're hunting water buffalo, and way out in the distance, like way out there, we see like some lions and his harem of lionesses. They're way over there. That's not really a threat, right? So like we're like, oh, it's so far away. Our frontal lobe is telling us, it's not a threat because it's so far away. While our midbrain is saying, oh my God, there's a lion over there. Lions can kill us. It's crazy. What funny thing is that everybody agrees that a lion's a threat, right? It's a threat to our safety. It's a threat to our life. It's scary. It can kill us. It has claws. It's probably got better hair than me. Like it's got a lot, right? Well, our brain's really funny, actually. It sees a lion and this social threat, the exact same. So we're off the Serengeti. We're no longer afraid of lions.
Sorry about that.
But now we're walking into Starbucks with our best friend. Well, our former best friend is in the corner, right? And our former best friend for a lot of reasons, okay? Former best friend turns to now her new BFF. Sees you, points at you, and giggles, right? Kind of a social threat right now, right? Kind of uncomfortable. You're like, what are you doing? You're mean. You're horrible. You kind of have this face. You're like, what? Right? Our brain is having the exact same response to this scenario as it is here. Our midbrain is saying, oh my gosh, am I gonna go up and cold call this girl, or are we gonna walk away? I'm gonna get my Starbucks and just kind of get on with my day, right? So our midbrain has this threat. Our prefrontal cortex is saying, you know what? I'm better off without her. She can go ruin that girl's life, not mine anymore. Cool? With me? All right, good. So now let's take it home one step closer. I know we're a little out. All right. So Dr. Gordon, amazing guy, was a psychologist at UCLA. In 2000, did this amazing study on social threats and social anxiety. And really, what he wanted to know was, why do we have the same response to physical threats as we do to our best friend who left us, ruined our lives, and now is offering other people's lives? Why does that impact our brain the exact same way? Cause us just as much loss in production, cost us valuable time out of our day, and why does it just make us feel so uncomfortable? Because our body's response is the exact same, no matter what. So he came up with this five things that it really impacts when we get into socially awkward positions, or what's also known as social threats. We're with us? This is really like an hour conversation. I'm condensing it really fast. And he broke it up into status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. So threats to each of those things that our egos can be threatened at. So our status, like 3 years ago, this dude, Josh Tucker, joined this company, and nobody knows who he is, but now he's the director of business development and relocation. What's up, right? And I walked into an office, I get all these glares from you guys, like, who's this kid? That's a threat to my status, like, immediately. And I'm like, oh, so my brain's like, oh my God, there's a lion chasing me, like every time, right? Threats to certainty, like if I wake up at 3:45 every single day. If my alarm clock didn't go off for some reason, like I would wake up at 5:15 and my day is completely thrown off. So that's a social threat to my certainty. So I have no idea what my day is going to be like. Or you get on the 5 South and there's a traffic jam, and you're never late to an appointment, but now you're going to be late to this appointment. That's a threat to your certainty, because you predicted that I needed to leave at 9:30 to be at my appointment at 10:15, and now I'm going to be late. And so your brain is going, oh my God, there's a lion chasing me, just by thinking, oh my God, I can't predict this anymore. Autonomy. So a threat to your autonomy could be, taking out geopolitical issues completely. But like in some countries, women can't have driver's licenses unless their husbands sign for them. And that may be part of our case study, actually, so remember that and make it bold. Your ability to make your own decisions and choices. Relatedness, like when you walk into something, there are 53 of you in this room and one of me, so maybe my with shows, like you guys could definitely be certain and destroy me. And then fairness, am I in a situation that is fair? If I was in a different situation, or if I was a man, or if I was a woman, would I be being treated more fair? Or if I was around friends instead of amongst strangers, would I be treated the same? So everybody sort of high level understands SCARF? Okay, cool. Oh, I just did that, sorry. So we're gonna do a case study. If you flip over your papers, it's titled Case Study. So mom and dad are accepting a transfer. They are, and they gotta go packed in. We should have done a safety brief, actually. So, emergency exits are to your left and to your right. Restrooms, we'll take a break after we study the SCARF model of social threats. Bathrooms are out the door, around the corner, and you'll find them. Men use the M, women use the W. Okay, so we've got this lovely, cute family. They've been together for a long time. Elizabeth has been working for Allergan. Allergan's a big Cardis client, by the way. And she's been the controller for this company, for the Americas division for a long time. Well, she just got promoted. Congratulations, Elizabeth. She's now going to be the chief financial officer for Allergan worldwide. But she's got to move to Abu Dhabi. Anybody know where Abu Dhabi is?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes! It's in the UAE. If
I just
anybody.
dropped my friend off at the airport. She's there right now.
Nice, fabulous. I hope she gets treated better than Elizabeth. They're also 18 hours ahead. They speak another language. And now she's going to be the chief financial officer based out of this country. Pretty exciting, right? Way to go, Elizabeth. Samuel is going to be the trailing spouse. He was a senior manager at Toyota based out of Irvine. We were in Orange County yesterday. I developed a case study for them. We could always put, La Jolla and Abu Dhabi. So he was a senior manager. He's quitting his job to be a stay-at-home dad to their wonderful daughter, Mandy. Mandy's 12. She loves everything pink. She loves to play softball, and she thinks the Chicago Bulls are awesome. Cool? So your typical transferring family, right? Ish? Okay, cool. So here we go. So let's kind of take a look. We're gonna walk a mile in this lovely family's shoes just for a minute. This is group exercise, fair warning. All right, so status. Let's take Elizabeth for a moment. She's a woman moving into an Arab country, into basically the second highest position for a worldwide company, Fortune 500 actually. What are some social threats to her status that she may be walking into? Let's keep it on the status. So her position in life.
Because she's a woman.
There, yeah, there we go. Woman. Why is that a social threat?
Because it's a predominantly male.
It's a male-dominated society.
Second class citizen.
Culture.
Maybe. Why is that?
Oh yeah, that's
Cultural difference.
Cultural. Absolutely. Doreen.
Respect, because she is a woman.
All right, I like it.
She'll have problems communicating, so sometimes in those countries I've seen that they won't look at her, they might talk to her, but they don't talk to her like that because it's,
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it. I'm sorry?
Language.
Yes, the language barrier. Hey, what language do they speak in Abu Dhabi? Arabic. What do you say? Okay, and now let's look at Samuel. Here. Religion, yeah, maybe it's a non-conforming religion to their society. What about Samuel? Samuel just quit his job to be a stay-at-home dad. Let's take a step. I'm sorry.
He's been emasculated.
Yes, that's huge.
Social status.
His social status. What could that be?
Basically, as a man going to a country where the man is not there.
Right. Men's egos, I mean, we know, right? They're fragile. They look big, but we're fragile. What else? What else? Yes, loss of income. He was a senior manager at Toyota. They make pretty good money. We've moved quite a few of them. What else?
Also potentially losing respect for his daughter.
Yeah, go.
He's not the.
I love it. And what about poor little Mandy, 12-year-old Mandy?
not to school maybe.
Yes.
Lots of friends.
Lack of freedom.
Lack of freedom,
Girls playing softball there is not likely.
right?
Talk about
Lots of friends.
Bending her world.
Tough to interact with the new kids.
Yeah, right? Making new friends. Like, what if she was like the leader of the pack, and now she's got like no friends, right? Those are good. What about certainty? There, in America, we can predict most things, right? but what about this family unit now? What can they predict?
Or no,
Anybody? Let me rephrase the question. Like, maybe the entire, what's a transfer, thinking about the relocation, what can they predict?
change.
Community.
Community, like they used to know where they stood in their community, maybe?
Culturally, it's gonna be totally different.
Mm-hmm.
The social status changed.
Their social status changes.
We already got all.
You said they were 18 hours ahead?
18 hours ahead,
That
right?
alone in itself.
I love it. There you go.
Very hot weather.
And hot weather, right? Maybe they only have, I mean, they're moving from the beach, but maybe they only have, wool suits, and now they gotta go buy cotton, free floating cotton. How about their autonomy? I touched on one.
I don't think they're gonna be.
The driver's license. Samuel now has to sign a permission slip for Elizabeth to get a driver's license.
She
I think
brings
it's
the
crazy.
joke.
I googled it. What else?
Would transportation be under certainty?
I think so. I think so.
What choices will it be?
Right. Yeah. Could maybe go to the public schools out there? Would she have to be homeschooled? Would she have to go to an American school? All those?
Food.
Dress and attire?
Yes. Man.
No pink.
But the dressing attire, maybe, Elizabeth can't wear her Prada pumps anymore.
Well, what about like
And what about relatedness? 18 hours ahead, it's like 2 plane rides, you have to refuel at least once. Is Abu Dhabi safe?
Pretty safe.
I've never been. It gives me anxiety.
Well, I think they're gonna have to think a lot more before they speak or they act or anything, because
Right.
they're gonna have to be, worried about the perception they're making on others.
Are we being
I'm sure
arrogant
they're all
Americans
politically
going in?
correct in everything that they say and do.
Exactly. And Mandy, she's gonna make new friends. Mandy's getting the short end of the stick. Seriously. And fairness. What could be fair about this transfer? All things being equal.
Well, they're all gonna be in it, but they're still a family unit.
That's good. That's good. So, what about if Elizabeth was a man? Would she have been given the same relocation package? Would she have gotten a better relocation package if she was a man? Maybe she's worried about that. Maybe she's a feminist. Maybe she thinks about those things. I don't know. Maybe she should. It's totally a case study, so right? So all of this, so every time one of these thoughts comes up in this family's heads, right? Their midbrain is going crazy, and every single one of these thoughts is a threat to their social status. It's a threat to their certainty. It's a threat to their social and economic life. And their midbrain is just going crazy, right? And an overactive midbrain causes anxiety. It can make or break the transfer completely. So we walked a mile in their shoes, right? And we didn't even talk about real estate. So that's all happening in this family. And then we have to somehow manage their move, right? The real stressful part, right? The selling their biggest asset and all of that. So that's Elizabeth, Sam, and Mandy. We just walked through kind of what they may be going through. They may never even talk about all of these thoughts to us, but somehow we have to break through and know why they're going and what their motive is. I mean, Elizabeth's absolutely got to be getting something really great, right? To put her family through all of this. CFO is pretty awesome for Fortune 500. So maybe that was the driving factor. That maybe she wants to be CEO someday, and she needs to be a CFO and all this. So that's the SCARF model. So I share this. I was at SIRVA last week, and we went through this, walking a mile in our transferee shoes without even talking real estate. Because we can walk step in step with them when it comes to real estate. Anybody in here been relocated to corporate relo? Walking a mile in it? I did it in the military, but the military takes care of all of that. But when it comes to corporate reload, we have no idea what's really going behind all this. And so, want to level set? We now know a little bit what's going on with Mandy, Sam, and Elizabeth. And at the end, we'll circle back around. We'll make it all better, right? It's kind of like, oh, they're going through a lot. Okay, we good? Scarf model, neuroscience. We can all get a degree in it now, maybe. Okay. Anybody need a potty break? All right, we're gonna push through.